Well, next month is Alzheimer's and Brain Awareness Month. Alzheimer's is just one type of disease that can cause dementia. All of the diseases damage your brain and stop it from working properly. And of course, that can have detrimental effects on your health and your life. So to learn more about the signs and exactly what to look out for, we have an expert here live in studio, Dr. Shannon Lin from U of L Health. Thank you so much for taking some time with us
Happy
today,
to be here. Thank you.
So let's start with some of the numbers. Exactly who is affected by this?
Well, worldwide, about 55 million people are affected with dementia, with about 60% of it being Alzheimer's dementia, and then there's other subcategories. It's going to affect women more than men. Women, it's about 65%, men 35%, and horribly, about 9% of people will be diagnosed before the age of 65, which is always very difficult.
It feels too young.
It does.
Okay, so we know that dementia is not just part of getting old. It's not a normal part of that. And so what should people be looking for? When's it time to call a doctor?
So we need families to kind of notice what the changes in their loved ones. It's often difficult for patients to speak up because they'll find ways and tricks to answer questions without really by hiding what they are really missing. So if families speak up and say, hey, my loved one, they seem to be repeating a lot of questions, or they don't seem to have a concept of time anymore. Tasks that were easy before, like a recipe, is suddenly hard for them to follow. Oh. When they mention that to the doctor, it gives me a clue to start doing all the things that I would do to investigate it and see if there's any medications and interventions we could do to kind of halt the progression.
So we know, of course, there's no treatment just yet, but there are some things you can do to prevent it. What are some of the recommendations you have for people?
The biggest one is eat your berries. And so we know that strawberries, blueberries, blackberries are very helpful. Eat a healthy diet, but definitely concentrate on at least 3 servings of berries a week. There is something called the Mind Diet. You can look it up on Amazon. There's books on it that incorporates a Mediterranean colorful diet with a low salt diet. And that has shown benefit, especially in patients with early onset Alzheimer's. The other thing that's very important is that you get hearing loss addressed. Treating hearing loss is actually the most significant risk reduction for dementia that we can do. Like, treat your hearing loss, get your hearing aids. It matters. It also matters that your vision is treated. So you want all sensory input to be strong so that you can continue to have all of that input to the brain that we need for it to function.
Those last 2 you might not think about. So
not
great
at all.
tips, great tips.
Not
Thank
all.
you so much, Dr. Lin, for
Thank
taking
you.
time with us today.
Thanks, happy to be here.
Really important.